Alright, I'm making this tutorial for Shannon, aka Big Tub on TSO, but anybody can follow this, I guess, whoever watches it. But I got my highlight here, or my image that I just got beat by Miami. But I copy the image, take it over to Photoshop. Control new brings up a new, I guess, workshop, and the basic EA image is 640 by 360. I just use that. Control V, paste it. Then how I get rid of these EA Sports logos in the NCAA football is by either the healing brush, spot healing, or a healing brush tool. This one you gotta use Alt and click where you wanna brush tool. Use the brush tool, or you could just use the first one and let Photoshop do it. And it depends. Usually if it's just grass, I use this. And it takes care of it pretty well. On the NCAA football logo, has a little more difficult time. So I usually have to end up spotting it with this. Making this little white line. You can also use this stamp tool. It's basically the same thing. You hold Alt and it brings up the little cross-haired cursor, and you just select that with the regular left click on it, and same thing. Now to the little logos, you just gotta select this, the drag tool, click on it, drag it over. And its opacity is 100. I usually change it to 85, between 70 and 85, where you see through and you can see the players a little bit, and it's still there when you go back. Do the same thing for the bottom line. Now when you do your text, click on the text box, and I usually do it each individually. Well, you got to. And make sure this is white when you're writing on top of the black by selecting the text and up here. I usually line these up, get them on a plane, then I use my right and left arrows to move them just right. Then you'll make another text box here for the stats. You enter that in. Then make another text box down here. And then if you mess up on one text box, you just have to go back down here and say I messed up on how to spell Florida State. Click on the Florida State one. Then click back on the text, and then make sure the cursor is like that. And click on it. If it's like this, it will make a new box. You don't want that. So you want to delete that. That's pretty much it. Then when I usually save it to post on the internet, go to save as, and it will come up as a Photoshop PSD. I change that to a JPEG, and then call it whatever you want to call it. But when I make a template, I use the PSD file. And that's it. If you need any more help, just hit me up.